What's good? What's up? What's up, people? New show alert, new show alert, new show alert. So, what's up, y'all? This is L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles. I'm a teacher, I'm angry all of the time, and these are my chronicles. So, this is a new show. I'm outside because of the show. The show is on Netflix. It's a Netflix docu-series called Tiger King. Now, everybody on the planet who's been quarantined has been watching Tiger King, and so I said, let me see if my people want to see me review this. So I'm going to review episode 1 of season 1. Y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all want me to continue to review it, and I will. If not, then we'll scrap it and we'll go with something else. But y'all let me know how y'all like this. And if y'all want me to, I'll continue to give you reviews. If not, I'll just watch the rest of it and keep all my comments to myself. So y'all let me know. We'll let you all decide. Anyway, so Tiger King, the title of the show is Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. Alright, so the show is centered around a guy named Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic is a guy who has this zoo, his own makeshift zoo called GW Zoo. Now, he's in jail currently, accused of the murder of this lady named Carole Baskin. We'll learn about Carole a little later. Joe is a country boy. He got a blonde mullet. You know, he looks to be missing a few teeth. Joe is one of them, you know, trash, just trailer park trash. At least that's what he looks like. He's gay. He has 8,342 piercings. And he has this big, you know, mustache. What's the guy from Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes? Who has the mustache? He got one of those mustaches, you know, the kinds that goes like that, yeah. But just as gay as he wanna be. Anyway, but he has this zoo called GW Zoo, and it's for Greater Winterwood Exotic Animal Park, which is in Oklahoma. Anyway, he has over like 200 tigers and on this park, and big cats on this good park, and people come out there, and it's like a little safari jungle type deal where people come out there and they'll pet the animals, and you get to interact with the animals, with the tigers and the big cats or whatever. So, but the whole premise of the docu-series is he is accused of murdering this chick named Carole Baskin. So in episode 1 we get a lot of background information, okay, about his zoo, about him, and the beginnings of how we got to this point where he's in jail. So we're first introduced to the zoo where people come out, and one of the things that caught my eye, let me tell y'all something. I don't want to go no place where they give you this announcement coming in that lets you know that you could possibly be peed or urinated on by the big cats. And you can purchase a shirt in the gift shop saying as such if you want. No. No means no, and yes means no. We're not going anywhere where there are going to be large animals peeing on me. Okay? I don't want people peeing on me. Not into the golden showers, people. Golden showers, not my thing. No. I'm into a lot of things on me and on my face. Urine is not one of them. So, but anyway. So that's his show. Now, we meet a couple people. We meet Eric, who's the head keeper there. He's a nut. He looks like a carny, okay? If you looked up what a carny is in the dictionary, the picture of this guy, Eric, comes out. The long, flowing blonde hair, the missing teeth in the front, you know, the broken English, trailer trash. Just a carny at best, okay? He found the job off Craigslist. That should tell you something. If you got to go find the jobs on Craigslist, okay, that should tell you about the caliber of person this guy is. This other guy named John, he's the manager of the zoo. He got he got 2 missing legs, 2 prosthetic legs. Both he made sure to have tattoos on, because if you're gonna have legs and they be prosthetics, you need tattoos on those prosthetic legs, just like you need tattoos on your real legs. I'm just saying, attention to detail, attention to detail. Some other girl named Saf, her real name is Kelsey Safari, they call her Saf. She's another one of the animal keepers. She's a stud lesbian. Okay, listen, this zoo has a cornucopia of life's fuck shit. A gaggle of eccentric and eclectic individuals that work for Joe. Okay, so that's these band of merry men and women who work for Joe. Just a collection of just fuck shit, okay? Just, you name it, they work for Joe. Just a bunch of foolery. Anyway, so Joe is also a country singer. You know, Joe gotta secure the bag, honey. Joe do it all, honey. So they talk about how he had this internet show that was on the internet for a few years, and then after a while, and it wasn't getting a lot of traction. So then this guy that worked for network television, was a TV producer and film maker for network television shows and stuff like that, came and started helping Joe out and worked for Joe as the producer of his internet show. His name was did I write that guy's name down? Rick. His name was Rick. Yes. So Rick talked all about meeting Joe and how Joe came to fame over the internet. And then we're introduced to Carole Baskin. Now, Carole Baskin is the arch enemy of Joe. She's the white lady who probably got prayer taken out of schools, okay? She's the white lady that when you and your black family is out here having a picnic at the park, she's calling the police to tell the police why these black people in my neighborhood. That's the caliber of white person she is. She's one of them white women that care way too much about shit that do not involve her, and is gonna go to hell and back to see to it that you can't do whatever it is that you do, and that ain't got nothing to do with her. That's who she is. But she's all up in arms about Joe. She claims she's a licensed and certified big cat sanctuary. She has. But she's trying to rescue cats from captivity. But she claims she's trying to rescue big cats from captivity. I keep putting on my quotation fingers. But all of the big cats on her little sanctuary are in cages and in captivity. So how does that work? Child. She's just as loony as Joe, okay? Just as loony as Joe. She's straight out the loony bin. Then we meet Joe's husband. His name is John Finley. He met Joe right out of high school. See, Joe's older, and John is younger. John graduated in the 2000s, so he met Joe right out of high school. They was together from 2003 to 2014. For 11 years, they was married. Joe talks about when he was young, back in the 70s and 80s, how he knew he was gay. And because of that, you know, he really wasn't accepting of his own sexuality, and he tried to kill himself. He ran off the side of a bridge in his car and ended up breaking his spine and had to wear braces and learn how to walk and all of that stuff again. So, you know, kind of had a tragic past or whatnot, but got through that. Excuse me. And having this animal big cat sanctuary has kind of helped him find his, you know, niche and his way to get through life and his passion. And then we meet this other safari sanctuary, have my own zoo type guy named Doc Antle. Now Doc Antle is very famous. He's been on all of the night shows, the David Lettermans, the Jay Leno's. You know, a lot of his animals at his sanctuaries have worked for all of the movies you could name that have animals. They all get him. So he's very well known. Joe has modeled his little zoo safari deal after the one that Doc Antle has down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So he wants his to be like Joe wants his to be kind of like Doc's. Now, the interesting thing is Doc says he spends about $10,000 per year for each of his tigers. Okay? Joe says it only costs him like $3,000. And he has 227 tigers on his zoo. Y'all do that math. It's a lot of money. But he says he gets it from roadkill. Sometimes people call him and say, oh, it's a bison or a bear or an oxen over here on the side of the road. You come get it. He'll go pick it up and feed it to the tigers. And then we have, or he says there are places like farms and feedlots that, you know, when the cow dies, he'll, you know, go get it and they'll feed it to the cats, or whatnot. So he also talked about his brother who died. He dedicated the zoo to his brother or whatnot. Anyway, so, and like I said, they're going through the backstory of Joe. Now, when you're a crazy trailer trash, mullet wearing, piercing having, gay zoo safari owner, what do you want to do? You want to learn to do magic. Who do you learn magic from? A 12-year-old. Because when you're doing things like that, you learn magic from 12-year-olds because that makes sense in your mind. So we see this guy named J.P. Wilson who met Joe in 8th grade and taught Joe how to do magic. So Joe starts to do magic because he has this really long last name that I can't pronounce that starts with an S. And when he learns to do magic, back in the day, he changed his name to Joe Exotic. And this is before he had the big zoo. And he just had a couple tigers. And he started to incorporate some of the tiger cubs into his magic act. And he would take it to malls and stuff around the country. And you could pet the tiger cubs. And you could, you know, he would do magic shows and animal shows in various malls around the country. Now, Carole, I told you she's one of them. Carole went as far as to start hiring people to go follow Joe around the country and investigate him and see what mall he was going to next. And Carole would actually call the mall and tell the mall not to let Joe come there. Way too invested. Way too invested. Now, the boyfriend says that they used to make around $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for each show sometimes, which was a lot of money. And a lot of this money was used to fund the you know, monies that they needed for the zoo and stuff like that. Carole was getting in the way, honey, because, baby, she was calling the malls and said, don't let him in there. And this was stopping production, okay? So, you know, it got kind of out of hand. Peter got involved. And Peter started working with Carole to help her stop Joe. Carole got all out of her mind. You know, I told you it's one of them white women who got way too much time to be worried about your business instead of worried about her own business. So she done started websites and went to Congress and started all kinds of stuff to try and stop Joe. Mind you, they showed us what she do at her little sanctuary, and she doing the same thing Joe doing. Got people rolling off through there playing with the cats. Big cats too. So I don't even understand what her issue is. I think her issue is, let me take that back, I do know what her issue is. Her issue is she want to be the only one that get all of the big cats at her little sanctuary, and she feel like Joe is getting in her way. Child, she's a whole mess because she's doing the same thing Joe is doing. Anyway, so Joe and Carole start this bitter back and forth on the internet and social media and on both of their little shows on the website. Child, Joe told her, listen, in order for me to get my cats taken away, you gonna die before that happen. So Joe make videos and stuff, talk about, here go some venomous snakes. Girl, I'm gonna send these to you for your birthday. And Carole said one time she went to her mailbox and opened the mailbox and dozens of snakes popped out. Just a mess. But see, that's what happens when you fuck with people. Now, if you leave people alone and let people do what they do, you won't get venomous snakes in your mailbox. But now you got to go over here and be bothered with people, and now this is what happens. And so at the end of episode 1, we end with Joe calling from jail, and Joe's talking about how he's innocent, and if you really know the real story, you're going to find out what really happened. So Carole, eventually, she's killed. She's murdered. And so we're going to find out in this episode how Joe, the Tiger King, ends up, according to what the prosecution is saying, putting a murder for hire out on this Carole Baskin's lady who's trying to stop his bag. It's a real interesting show because it is absolutely everything every other first world country probably thinks about these yet to be United States of America. Just all of the bad parts of white America. You know, Trump country people, you know, those people who you look at and turn your nose up at and like, ew. Like, just looking at the show, I felt the need to bathe after watching it, and you might feel the need to bathe after watching my review of this show. But I would recommend you go watch it, because especially if you like animals, if you like watching things that are hilarious, because just watching some of these people talk and watching some of the stories about Joe, like he had people like Shaq and stuff come out there and visit him at his little animal sanctuary and everything like that. It's just a whole mess. But what it is it's a bunch of carnies running a zoo. And yeah, that clearly can't be safe. And so yeah, that's what's going on. Y'all let me know in the comments. And that was episode 1. Season 1, episode 1 of The Tiger King. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to continue to provide you with my reviews of this show. I will do that. Do that in the comment section. If not, then I'll watch it and I'll keep all my thoughts to myself. But I know y'all are watching it because it's the #1 show on Netflix right now. So I know y'all are watching it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Until either my next review or of another show or my next review of this show, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. A cornucopia of life's fuck shit. A gaggle of eccentric and eclectic individuals